called cops on my wife, and now I regret it. I had just come home from the store, completing my errands for the day. She had finished making dinner for herself and our son, and he was eating in his room, watching a movie. Everything was fine. I was in a good mood, a little talkative, but I wouldn't say anything more than 3 sentences. Then I simply asked her, "Does he like the food?" And she quickly snapped back with a short, "I don't know." I responded with, "Is everything okay? Did I do something wrong?" In what I feel is a genuine way, because me and my wife had been on a good streak together and had overcome other struggles outside of our marriage together, and I thought we were good. So her responding that way was kind of off to me. She quickly responded with, "I'm eating," and I said, "Okay, then say that then," and walked away. Then she said as I was walking away, "I'm eating my food. You're going to get mad at me for eating my food? Are you blind? You can see I'm clearly eating," and I said no, but it's whatever, and went into our room because I went into the bathroom. She came into the room and said, "I don't want to start an argument by saying this, but I don't like when you do that. You just say what you need to say, then leave, and don't even allow me to say my piece." And I opened the door and she was wide-eyed. And she only gets that way when she's clearly upset to the point where she's almost eye-popping mad, and it makes me uncomfortable. And I looked at her and said, "Because you're getting like this, all wide-eyed and mad. I don't want to continue to have arguments where we're going to yell at each other in front of our son anymore. I'm over it." All the while, she's trying to talk over me and say, "I'm not mad," repeatedly to try to interrupt me. Then I tried to close the door so I could have some space. She pushed open the door, got in my face, and said, "So you're allowed to hold the door open to say your piece, but I can't open the door?" And as a disclaimer, I am not a saint in any form. I have been angry in the past. I have said things to hurt her, and I've slammed doors and stuff in the past out of anger. I've since changed my way of handling anger, and I've tried to reconcile the things I've said by proving opposite of the things I've said. I came to a mindset where I had to change and be a better father. I told her to just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about this anymore, because I genuinely was done at that point. I didn't want to do the same thing we always do, where we bring up things that are irrelevant to the conversation we're currently having, and the entire argument goes off the rails 9 out of 10 times. Then she said, "You know what? You want to talk about how you want to change, you want to do this, you want to do that, but you're still the same person. You haven't changed at all." And I just responded with, "Okay, that's fine," and the conversation started devolving into monkeys throwing shit at each other. She brought up old things from the past that I said about her, and I then brought up things she said in return, quickly becoming out of hand. So she tried to get into the bathroom again and forced the door open, and I said, "Leave me alone or I'm calling the cops," which, granted, I wasn't really going to call the cops. I didn't ever want it to get to that point, and I didn't want our relationship to end over another pointless argument that went over the top. But take into account she's the same height as me and maybe only 20 pounds lighter than me. I'm 200, she's 180, and we're both 5 feet 9 inches, so I was becoming a little intimidated. But she said, "Go ahead, call the cops. I'm grabbing my things and me and your son are leaving. You call them or I will." So I dialed them and said, "Okay, it's done. I'm calling them right now." It's dialing, feeling like I was obliging her request, and at the same time getting what I needed, which was someone to diffuse the situation. Then she started breaking down, crying and saying how it was my fault and she can't believe I would do this and things of that nature. I told the operator I didn't want to press any charges or anything, and that she wasn't violent, and I just wanted her to leave and that we have a child. Making absolutely sure that the police wouldn't arrive acting a certain way. 2 officers arrived together, they talked with her and I separately, and informed me they couldn't do anything and couldn't force her to leave. I understood and I clarified that I never had the intention of pressing charges or anything. I just wanted the situation to be diffused. They informed me that if they get called again, they would have to press charges, but other than educating me on that, they were generally friendly and calm through the situation. After they left, she took her things and left with her sister, leaving me with our son, which I didn't mind. I would have rather had him stay with me anyway. She told me, "Because of you doing that, I hope you know you killed our relationship, for sure this time," and left. But now I'm crying, feeling like I made the biggest mistake of my life and feel stupid. Should I feel this way? I didn't want to call the cops, but I didn't know what else to do.